Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Plum Crazy Adventure live edition. So happy for all of you that will be joining us. Thank you so much. We very much appreciate it. Just got a notice that we went live on my phone, so that's always fun to see that. And like, oh, there we are. So bear with me just a second. I just want to readjust a few things. It's a little hard to do this before our live starts, only because we don't actually get to see our screens until we turn on everything. So hopefully some people will start meandering in here, and we are going to talk about our trip over the weekend, primarily our very first ship inspection on Wonder of the Seas.
Yeah.
You are.
Sorry, guys. I was getting my glasses
We
cleaned.
have to be extra close for Facebook. We have to actually like each other.
Kidding.
You better like me. We just had an adult-only weekend. That never happens for us.
Yeah. No kids. That was really nice.
Yeah, it was. So, not to say that we didn't miss them, especially some of the things that we did, but at the same time, really nice to get away just as adults.
Mm-hmm.
So,
my parents 6 days. Wait a minute. You're coming in 6 days?
Oh shit.
Oh.
Sorry. I try to keep it PG.
2 weeks.
Oh boy. So in case you guys couldn't gather, Christopher will be coming home, so we are excited, even if we have to tease him about it just a little bit.
Yep.
So, anywho's, so exciting news with our YouTube channel. Learning more and more about analytics. Apparently, you guys are liking the content that we are putting out there because more and more people are watching it. We are up to 281 subscribers. Woo!
Thank you.
Exciting. And we have officially hit a milestone. Can't wait for tech parties. Those will not be live.
No, those will not.
But for our YouTube channel, we hit a huge milestone. We have had 5,000 watch hours on our channel.
No kidding. I didn't even know that. Awesome.
Yeah, that's over
great.
the lifetime of our channel. We are about 3,900 hours for the, about 3,000 for the consecutive year. And I believe it's 4,000 that we need to hit in order for us to be halfway to monetization. And then we have to have at least 1,000 subscribers for monetization. So super exciting that we're
awesome.
Really starting to creep up, and I'm starting to see actual growth with everything.
Yeah.
And so if we get that subscriber count up, hi Becky.
Hey, Becky.
We get that subscriber count up, then we can apply for monetization, which is super exciting for our YouTube channel. Not that we're planning on living on it or anything like that, but it would be nice having just a little bit here and there from the ads that you guys are already having to watch, so that we can put those towards more adventures and have more plum crazy things to share with everyone. So hope they make me a moderator. I don't know if Christopher should be a moderator. Let's be honest.
He could definitely talk.
He could do that. Yes, most definitely. So Reno, Ohio is here and YouTube. So woohoo! So and what is really funny, Deb, is I was able to actually go into advanced analytics, which previously have not been available to us.
Yeah.
And Marietta, Ohio is our #1 viewing city.
Yep.
So thank you for that. I thought that was hilarious. So
top of the list.
Yeah. And then #2 is Pittsburgh, but that's because Nick literally replays our Pittsburgh Zoo video, and there's another video that he watches over and over and over again now that he's learned how to use YouTube.
Now, our farthest away was London, wasn't it?
No, Malaysia, India.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Dubai was another one I saw. Obviously, those are really teeny tiny percentages, but I was just kind of like, whoa.
Yep.
So it's incredible the reach. But enough of that. We actually want to get into our trip. So we left on Friday night, and I realized I didn't post pretty much anything the entire time we were away. Partially because, we did so much video work because there were certain things that we really wanted to make sure that we got. And also, I don't know. We didn't. I know who Dubai was. My deployment buddies. Oh, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
world. That's awesome. But as far as posting things, I just wanted to make sure that, like with the boys being home alone and everything, it was kind of making me feel a little bit awkward about posting stuff. So I just went ahead and left it alone.
Mhm.
But you're going to be seeing all kinds of our photos and our videos if you follow our YouTube channel
Yeah.
over the next few weeks, because I'll be posting about different things that we got to do while we were there.
Yeah. Huge weekend. I mean, like Megan said, we've been busy literally from Saturday morning all the way until Monday when we left.
Yeah,
Um,
Monday evening even
Yeah,
because
because we were
but-
recording all the way up until the point when we got ready to leave to go to the airport. So,
yeah,
awesome footage of the wonder of the sea.
yeah.
Of course, we've already got the cruise Port Canaveral already put up.
Yep.
That was a great video Megan did actually while I was sleeping on the couch in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Let me explain. I'm not lazy. I got up Friday morning, woke up at Friday morning at 4
You
a.m.
shouldn't have to say this, okay?
I know.
But
I woke up Friday morning at 4 a.m. for work and went to work, got everything done, came home, was ready to bust out the door, and Megan looks at me and she goes, "The plane's on a 3-hour delay." I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
it was on a 1 hour delay.
It was on a 1-hour delay at that time, but by the time it got to us, it was 3 hours behind.
Yeah.
So
So Friday was a very nerve-wracking day for us. And if any of you have traveled with me or booked travel with me before,
yeah,
you know that I follow flights like crazy. I'm that crazy person. So when I first saw that our flight was delayed, it was delayed going from Pittsburgh down to Florida, to MCO.
mhm.
It was delayed. The problem was then it had to go from Florida back up to Latrobe, because it was the Latrobe airport we were going out of, then to Myrtle Beach, and then back to Latrobe before the flight would go from there down to Orlando again.
Yeah.
And apparently there was an issue, a mechanical issue. And so every time that they would land, they would have to check this particular thing out in order for it to be able to pass inspection before it was allowed to fly again. So each time it was a half hour to an hour delay for every single leg of the flight. And so I felt so terrible for the crew members because they had literally been dealing with this all day. Like this was like a noon flight. And their very first flight was like at noon. It was delayed, and that was the longest delay that they had. But then they kept getting delayed at every port because of that. And by the time they got to us, we were supposed to leave at 7:00. We didn't leave until 10:30. Out of Latrobe, we landed at what, 12:30 or something
It
like
was
that.
close to, about
And
around there.
they still had to go to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I felt really bad for the crew.
So
always like be patient. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we had.
It's
a good
like
group.
the pilot said: if there was something seriously wrong with the plane, he would not. The crew would not be on it, and they would not be flying it.
Exactly.
So they got the problems fixed and taken care of. So, thank you to Spirit for getting us down there finally, and sticking to your schedule and getting it taken care of. So
and not just canceling our flights. So,
right, exactly.
Which was a concern.
Yeah, we were very, very concerned about that. So, but we got our car rented. Got it taken care of. Avis did a wonderful job for us. If you guys are interested in booking a vacation through us, we can definitely help you with your car rentals and stuff like that. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. We take care of all that for you. They did a wonderful job. They put me in a Toyota Corolla. Yeah, Toyota Corolla. I'm going to tell you
we
what,
went
guys.
ahead and ordered a compact vehicle because that's what Scott's been driving.
Yeah, because it showed a picture of
it was a Kia Soul or similar.
Right, or similar. Which I kind of thought, a smaller car. Okay, no problem. But they put me in that old car. Guys, I'm going to tell you what. I had to do like the Dukes of Hazzard dive to get into the car. Head first.
It was bad.
Then bring my legs in. I'm a tall guy, and I'm telling you what, it was all I could do to basically fit into that car.
Yeah.
So even getting out, I had to do it in reverse. I'd take my legs, kick it out, lay half sideways, and then slide out of the car. But
he was a mess.
Yeah. So make sure when you're renting a car, it's size appropriate for you.
Yes. So We learned next time we're just going to make sure that we order a midsize or larger.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Avis did a wonderful job. Renting the car was very easy. We got to the hotel Friday night.
Yeah, we stayed at the Hampton Inn, Orlando Airport, which is right there, just off of 528. Very nice hotel. I can't speak for the staff because I never actually met anybody. What was really great was I was able to go directly through the app, check in. My phone was actually my room key, so we were able to get into the building with my phone. We were able to get into our room with the phone, and by the time we got up and ready to go, we were already running behind, so we did not stop for breakfast.
Yeah.
Very nice, clean room, clean hotel, nice and quiet. We were able to get some good sleep, about 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah. I crashed real hard.
About 2 a.m. by the time we finally crashed.
Yeah. So we got up the next day on Saturday, and we took off, and we started driving over to the Cape. Beautiful day to drive. Driving across 528 was actually very easy.
Yeah. I would
definitely recommend that.
From Pittsburgh, not Pittsburgh, good Lord. From the Orlando airport, there was only 2 toll spots. So that was really simple and convenient too.
I think we ended up paying $2.75 in tolls.
Yeah.
That was
it. Like that.
Yeah.
It was really reasonable.
So keep that in mind too. If you, for some reason, you are renting a car and driving over to the port, you don't have to rent a easy
Sun Pass.
Sun Pass is what they call it, but like up in here, it's called Easy Pass for us. Sorry, the cat is rubbing all over my feet again. He's just tickling my feet left and right. Oh, I know he does, but he always does this during our lives. I swear, he never pays attention to me until we're doing the lives. I swear.
He likes to make you jump.
So anyway, you don't have to rent that from the Avis or any car rental company. They're going to tell you that you really should.
If you're going to be driving around Orlando area,
if you're going to drive, around all around Orlando, you better. But if you're just doing 528 over and then 528 back, just keep some cash on you because you can pay the tolls by cash.
Right.
So that's something that we learned.
I don't think that's something that's going to go away with the way they have the toll booth set up.
No, not for a while. So, but anyway, we started driving over, got over there, and came up over the bridge, and
boom, there it was.
There was the cruise ships everywhere. So it's gorgeous.
Yeah, there were 4 that were in port the day we arrived Saturday. We got to see Carnival Mardi Gras, which I believe is the biggest ship that Carnival has out right now.
I believe so, yes.
There was also the Disney Fantasy, which if anybody watched our video that I uploaded on Sunday, you'll get to hear the horns going as they take off. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
There was a Norwegian Cruise Line ship. I can't remember what the name of it was right away. And then there was the Mariner of the Seas, which was a Royal Caribbean ship. So it was really great being able to see all of those, and even greater to be able to come back on Sunday and go, oh my God, the wonder of the seas. This thing is huge.
Yeah. To look at those 4 ships on Saturday, you think, wow, man, these things are huge. And then turn around and come back on Sunday and see the wonder.
Yeah.
Whew. I could not believe it. Guys, to put in perspective, all right, you could literally take that ship, sit it in Heinz Stadium or Akshire Stadium, whatever you want to call it, and that's the football stadium here in Pittsburgh, and it would literally be sticking out both ends and stand higher than what the stadium is, because that thing is what, 16?
It is 1,188 feet long.
Yeah, huge.
And it weighs a 236,857 gross tons, which is just baffling to me. Yeah. It's also 18 decks tall, 16 of which are for guest use.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely incredible. It can also hold up to 6,988 passengers if it's completely full.
Jeez.
And has 2,300 crew members that service the ship during sailings.
Yep.
So absolutely monstrous.
So we got Saturday. Let's finish Saturday here, and then we'll get into Wonder, and then we got into a beautiful, beautiful hotel.
Yeah, the Residence Inn by Marriott, Port Canaveral.
Yes, we got, and Cocoa Beach.
Yeah,
can't forget the Cocoa Beach because it's always in there too. But
yes, big fish, Deb.
And we got to go in. Megan met the sales director or sales manager.
So I had been speaking with a sales director and a sales manager of the hotel. I actually met her about a month ago when she was in town for a travel show. And I've been emailing her back and forth and was able to come. The only reason I didn't get to see her is because she had her own trip that she had planned with her family, and she left on Friday. And obviously, go enjoy time with your family, because that's first and foremost. But absolutely wonderful. She left me a really nice note with a card, which is really special, something that does not happen very often to me. Even though I do talk to a lot of the sales managers of these different hotels and hotel chains. So that was really nice, and really great hotel. I mean, literally you could walk out and you could see the different cruise ships and stuff, especially the ones that were in, like, for instance, the Wonder of the Seas was in Terminal 1, which was the closest terminal to our hotel. You could see it right there. It was really incredible. It
was amazing. And then this hotel was wonderful. It was beautiful. From the moment that you walked in, the rooms were great. The pool was excellent. We didn't get to swim in it, unfortunately, because some thunderstorms was rolling around in the area, and I just didn't feel like being a lightning rod that day. So we kind of stayed away from it. But they had this amazingly huge whirlpool.
Yeah, they did. I was a little sad we didn't take advantage of that.
I was bummed, but it's all right. I got a really good nap on the couch. But staff there was wonderful. They took good care of us. They were so polite. The breakfast the next morning was great.
Very good breakfast.
We had a wonderful experience. We did a full resort video tour of this hotel. And that will be up here coming soon.
And we were in a King Studio suite, obviously, because it's a Residence Inn. All of them are going to be suites of some sort. And what was really great was it wasn't technically a studio, because we could shut the door and like have privacy for us, and then have the like the main area, which had the pull-out couch, sofa, and kitchen and everything. So it would have been nice to have separation. If, for instance, Nick had been with us, he would have been able to kind of have his space at night, and we would have had our space at night.
That would have been great.
Which obviously doesn't happen very often, because most of the time we're happy to have just a 2-queen room.
Exactly.
The fact that they have that available to you, especially if you come in a night or two before your cruise, I think it's a really great thing. Now, my only complaint that I have with this resort, and it's a very teeny tiny complaint, I really wish they had a light out at the entrance to it, because if you needed to make that left in order to go down to the cruise terminal, it is a little busier.
So you're talking about a traffic light itself?
Yes, an actual traffic light. I wish, because right across the street is a, I believe it was a Hampton Inn.
There was another
right
hotel
across the street. And so when they had to turn in, they were having issues turning in. If they were coming from the cruise port. And then for us to go to the cruise port, we like it. It's just a busy four lanes of traffic plus the turning lane. So it would have been nice to have had a light right there.
And that's
a very small thing.
And that has nothing to do with the
actual. Few minutes extra.
It has nothing to do with anything with the hotel at all. That's with actually I guess the county right there, or maybe the city. So they would have to do something like that. But I tend to agree with you. I think there really should be, but the only downfall to it is the on-ramp from underneath of the 528 where it comes in is literally just right there. So that would cause issues and backups too. So I can kind of see why that it's not there, but I agree with you. It was difficult. It just made it easier just to go down the road and turn and come back up. So.
Because I mean, a couple 1,000 feet down the road, there was a light where there was a McDonald's on the left-hand side. Don't get their sweet tea. That was the worst. Like, I don't diss things very often, but I was so mad at the sweet tea that we got, and we had already drove away before we tried drinking it. It was literally, it tasted like they had used a coffee filter in order to brew our sweet tea. It was so nasty.
It was bad.
So, but I digress. That was just one of those things. But other than that, the only reason why I bring that up is because if you are driving to the port and leaving your vehicle there, say for instance you drove down, you stayed there at the Residence Inn, and then you go over and you leave your vehicle at the cruise port, make sure that you give yourself an extra little bit of time, either to do that, turning right, going to the light and coming back in, or time for the traffic to abate a little bit so you can turn left.
Yeah. Now, also, like going into the parking garages, something you need to think about. Give yourself a little bit of extra time, just to make sure that you get time to get into the garage, because
at the bottom of where the heck you're going.
Exactly. At the bottom of the garage. Hey, Kim, how you doing, hon? Good to see you. At the bottom of the garage, you guys will be dropping your luggage right there, and they will take it from there, and then they will put it on the ship for you.
Yep.
So from that point, you don't handle your luggage unless you got like a carry-on bag or something that you're taking.
Yeah. Which we do recommend.
Right. Just in case.
You're going to want to have your swimsuit.
Well, I'm just saying, just in case.
Your medication.
You might need some medications. You might need something else.
Probably crickets. I'm not quite sure what that is from, but okay. We've gone too fast, I think, and we've lost
Dad's a real slow typer, apparently. So anyway,
but for your carry-on, you always want to make sure that you've got your medication. You want to make sure you've got a swimsuit or a change of clothes, because what happens if they take your bag to the wrong room or something like that? Doesn't happen very often, but it's better to be prepared. And then also you do have to make sure that you carry any alcohols or liquids on board with you in your carry-on. They cannot go in your check bag. So,
and then don't forget passport.
Also got to have your passport, your birth certificate, whatever it is that you're using in order to sail.
And your boarding passes.
And your boarding pass, Yeah,
so that's a very important thing to have. But so anyway, so after we got done checking in at the hotel, we went over and we had a wonderful lunch at Gators. This place was really cool. Of course, it's all in the video. You guys actually got to see. I'm old and slow. Well, something we didn't know, Dad. Anyway.
But we still love you.
So we went and had lunch at Gators. We got to try gator tail for the first time. For me, first time. I think you've already had gator, like beef jerky sticks.
Gator sticks with like a beef stick type deal before, but it tastes like chicken. No big deal.
It was really good. So hey.
Yeah,
I can harvest some gators down there, we'll have some fresh gator meat.
I think we'll avoid doing that and then just go to a restaurant and have it, honey.
So, but really good food, great service, wonderful view of the port. We actually sat there and watched the ships being loaded and the process of getting everything ready to go out on the cruise and stuff.
It's really fun to watch.
Interesting, very interesting to watch them load these ships. I mean, when you see a Coca-Cola truck, trailer pull up and unload completely just for one trip. That I was just like, whoa, that's amazing. 50-foot trailer. I mean, that's a lot of pop. So I'd like to be the salesman for that one. But anyway. Hey, Coke, if you're listening, give me a call. Anyway, but just being able to see like the fresh produce and the meats and the cheeses and the dairy and just everything.
We're assuming you can't actually see any of that.
Well, I saw it when we went to the Wish, or went to the Wonder of the Sea, and we got to see that. But underneath there, you're seeing all the produce and stuff being loaded into the boat and stuff. I mean, it's just amazing to see this process going on. While we were walking through. I know I just jumped a little bit, but. The restaurant, back to it. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around here, but
I know.
So
we're
excited.
Supposed to just talk about the Wonder, but we're just going to go through the whole thing.
We are. We're getting there. We just need a full hour to talk. But the restaurant was really good. Had a great time there. Wonderful live music being played. They have 2 wonderful bars in there. The staff there was great. They took good care of us. Our waiter, he was awesome. Man, that guy knew his stuff. So.
Really great place to watch launches, apparently.
Yes.
Because he gets to watch them every shift he works, basically. So that was really cool because they do have a back deck overlooking the canal that the ships are in. And speaking of which, we actually got to see the SpaceX ship Megan come in, which I thought was hilarious.
Yep.
That it had my name
and spelled exactly the
and
right
it was
way.
spelled the same way. So that was really cool. Being able to see her come in, being escorted by the Broward County Sheriff's Office.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that was cool. In it, it actually had the capsule on it too. And I did say in the video that ship was used to capture the rockets when they came down, and that's actually wrong. The pad on top is a landing pad for a helicopter. For any time the astronauts would return, they would go up and get into the helicopter.
They need to go to the medical bay.
And they fly them back to medical and make sure that they're okay, check them out and everything.
That doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, on the back of it, they had a great big crane on the back of it, and they picked the capsule up and they put it down inside of the ship, and then they bring it back to shore. So really cool to see it. Unfortunately, yet again, didn't get to see a launch. We had 3 attempts. There was one Saturday morning at 8:30, and I totally missed it. And it went up.
I mean Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, yes. On Sunday morning. Totally. No. There was one Friday night. And there was one Sunday morning also. See how confused I got already? Yeah. Anyway.
Because it was supposed to go off Saturday afternoon. It was the one that we were supposed to watch. Yeah. They postponed it to Sunday afternoon. They postponed that one. Yeah. And then it went off on Monday. And then it was so hazy we couldn't see it.
We couldn't see it from down at Disney. So anyway, yeah, that happened. But we didn't get to see a launch, but that's...
You've got to stop. You're making it bounce like crazy.
Okay, I didn't mean to. Sorry, guys.
You're making our YouTubers seasick.
Sorry.
Just because we're talking about the ocean doesn't mean we got to make them sick.
So anyway, we got up on Sunday and we got ready and went over and prepared to get on to the Wonder of the Sea. And wow, let me tell you something, guys. I felt like that tall standing beside this ship. I mean, this thing was
you
massive.
Were that tall
yeah,
the ship.
It was big.
Yeah.
Could not believe it. But cool thing is we got to enter the ship where the crew gets to enter the ship.
Yes.
So we got to see parts of the ship that you guys will never get to see.
I wouldn't say never.
No.
Every once in a while, they will use those when they need to debark you from certain ports.
But you don't realize where you're going.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So anyway, getting into this ship, wow. What was your first thoughts when you got in there?
I've sailed with Royal Caribbean before, so on one hand, it felt very familiar. But on the other hand, it was definitely one of those things where I was like, whoa, this is way, way bigger than what I'm used to being on. So it was really cool to be able to experience that. The other thing that I thought was really interesting, and I don't know if you really noticed it or not, but when you are... Like when we first got on the cruise ship, we were escorted to one of the theaters and we sat down in the theater for a few minutes while everybody regrouped. And then we were broken off into a couple of different groups to go and see different parts of the ship. We did not get to see any of the suites or rooms or anything, which I'm really sad about because that was the biggest reason why I wanted to go.
Yep.
The Wonder of the Seas has a brand new suite neighborhood that is exclusive to Wonder of the Seas that I was really hoping to be able to check out and see. And obviously... we didn't get to do that. But when you go through and you are on Entertainment Place, which is one of the neighborhoods, you look off to the side and you realize that there are people boarding, and it's not a standard atrium like what you expect out of other ships. Like, for instance, on the Disney Wish, you walk in and there's this giant atrium that's several floors high, and it has the giant Wish chandelier with the star and stuff on it, and like you really like you're walking in. Well, when you go onto the when you get onto this ship, you've got 2 different places that you could be getting on at that are both within Entertainment Place, and as soon as you walk in, it's this madhouse of all these different things happening, and there's
Yeah.
restaurants on either side, and it's just like, whoa. So
To be honest
I
with
thought
you,
it was interesting.
what the way I kind of looked at it, it was like being in like downtown Pittsburgh or downtown New York City, because like all of a sudden you're like there's like it looks like it's in a way it's like buildings like this beside you, and there's shops, and there's all kinds of little things to
Maybe-
do, and food, and
Yeah, or maybe like some of like the indoor strips within Vegas, very much like that.
in a way it kind of reminds you of like an indoor mall,
Yeah.
being inside of a big indoor mall, and then above it was like apartments and stuff. It was but there's actually the rooms and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was really interesting to see the different styles.
Yeah.
Because going from watching like the Wish, like you said, where you walk in and it's this great big ballroom, huge open atrium that you walk into, and then you go into this one where you're kind of like in your own little city and stuff. So it's definitely different. And to be honest with you, I never would have put that together unless you said that. So, but yeah, it was very exciting to be able to see that. So
yeah, so that was really cool. Now the Wonder of the Seas, it has 8 distinct neighborhoods within the ship, one more than all of the other Oasis class ships, because they count the Suite neighborhood as a totally separate neighborhood. We got to explore a lot of them, but we didn't get to do everything.
Yeah.
So Entertainment Place was one of the neighborhoods we were talking about. Another one that really blew my mind was Central Park.
Yeah. This place was really interesting because you actually are walking through a floating park. I mean, growing trees, plants, and everything else is right there. And the really interesting
it's live
thing,
foliage.
Yeah, and it's real. It's not fake stuff or anything like that. But the interesting thing, I don't think Megan realized this, but it's an open outside. You got fresh air coming in.
Yep.
But they actually have air conditioning being pumped into those spots so that way it stays relatively cool for you.
Yeah.
So that way you're not like sweating and hot and everything. So I found that really interesting. And it was so interestingly disguised that you didn't even know that you were walking past big. I mean, I'm talking like 6 foot tall openings. Blowing fresh air out. So
yeah, it was really wild.
Yeah.
And this place, so this is where like Giovanni's Italian restaurant was located. And there was a couple of others. There was a really nice one on the left-hand side, and I can't think of what it was called, but it was absolutely beautiful inside. I was definitely that person that I was going around and taking video. When I do this video for you guys, the edited version, it's going to have a lot of voiceover because I didn't talk throughout any of it.
Yeah.
And so it'll be a really interesting take on how I end up doing it. Still in the process of trying to get all the footage off our phones.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We had 4 hours we were on this boat?
Just under 4 hours.
Just under 4 hours. And I'm not kidding you. I don't think there was a time when our phones were not recording.
Yeah,
or taking
photos.
So like we were busy.
So, but what I really liked about Central Park was it was so quiet.
Yeah.
There were a ton of people around still because obviously you got people that are getting on the ship that are going and like, oh my gosh, I'm going to find this, I'm going to find that and stuff. And they're like running around like chickens with their head cut off. And they were in there too, but it was really tranquil and quiet.
Yeah,
so
totally
definitely
agree.
would be a great thing for me because I still get like, and this was even before COVID, but I get overwhelmed really easily with really heavy crowds and things and noise. So to be able to have some place like that to escape to would be really great.
Yeah, I totally agree. This was a very relaxing area to be in. I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was really cool. And how they have right in the middle of the ship, which I don't know if it was done or designed this way, but it looks like the museum for the 9/11 memorial.
Oh yeah. The glass dome.
Yeah, the glass dome over top of which you can look down into. And the really cool thing is I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was an astronaut that's standing there holding I think it was a balloon. Yeah, it was a balloon standing there looking down in, and he's looking down in at the people down there. And it created a cool illusion.
Did you find the astronaut that was on the pool deck?
No.
Yeah.
See, and that's the funny thing is She saw a bunch of stuff. I saw a bunch of stuff. So
I totally left him on the pool deck.
Oh yeah, she totally did. I had to call her. I'm like, where the hell are you? And she's like, I'm over here. And I'm like, where? She's like, well, where are you? And I'm like,
I was clear on the other side of the ship, y'all.
I'm eating food.
I was literally at the Abyss, which is on the back end of the ship.
Yeah.
And he's at the front at the adult only section.
Yeah, I was hanging out. I was like, dude, this is cool.
Yep.
But anyway, it was just her point of view. She's seen so many different things, and I've seen so many different things. Like, we can't wait to get this video together, because when we watch it together, we're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't see that. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't see that. So it'll be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to do this one. So
yeah. Another section that I thought was really cool that we did get to see was the boardwalk. Now the boardwalk actually wasn't as big as what I thought it was. Like when you see photos and things, like it feels bigger.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have a working carousel on the middle of a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Like that is absolutely mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
This is also where Johnny Rockets is, which breakfast is free, but then if you want to get lunch or dinner or something at Johnny Rockets, it is a surcharge. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
There's also a hot dog shop and everything right there. If you're interested in that.
Sports bar there too.
Yeah, there was a sports bar. And then the really interesting thing is that is the back of the ship. It is underneath of the Ultimate Abyss, which is the longest. It's a 10-story slide. The biggest at sea, which was really cool to see.
Yeah.
And it's also where they have the water shows, the diving shows and stuff. So I thought that was really cool that was there.
Yeah.
Obviously they had everything covered up, so we couldn't actually see the water and everything. But
yeah.
So anyway, also let's get back up to the pool and the sports zone, because when we got up there, that was the area that we spent the most time in.
Yeah.
Because we were served lunch at the Solarium Bistro, which is the adult section. So the pool deck was unlike any other pool deck I've experienced on a cruise ship. I don't know if it's just because I've been on older class ships or what, but there are 4 distinct pool areas. There is, so you go up a deck, so you're looking down at the main pool area, and then there's a hot tub there that's like an infinity tub because you are literally looking down over. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
The Solarium had a pool that literally was an infinity pool out over the ship itself. So you were literally looking down at concrete, because obviously it was in port.
Yeah.
While you're sailing, you'd be looking straight into the ocean.
Yeah.
So that was a little it was really cool, but at the same time I was like, oh my gosh, that's a little nerve-wracking. So that was neat. It was also the home of the kids area, which I thought was really cool. They had let me see. It was Wonder Dunes is what they call it, which is their golf course. And it's basically like an underwater themed golf course. And there's a giant blue octopus over top. And it's just really cute and fun. And then there's also a play area, which we walked right by, didn't even realize it was there. That's just how big this ship is.
Yeah.
And then the Ultimate Abyss is right there. Right next to the Ultimate Abyss is a Flow Rider, and then a full-size basketball court.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on that top deck and that pool area and over. It's also where you can zip line.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not doing that one. Sorry.
I was tempted.
You zip line. It's 10 decks above the ground, and you are zip lining over. I can't remember which section that was. I believe it was the entertainment place. No, it wasn't entertainment place. It was more Central Park area.
Yeah, I think it was Central Park.
So
yeah. Yeah, that was it was interesting to look at that, because I was like, okay, if we had a little bit more time, I would just go over and be like, hey, I'm here. Let's go and hook me up, do it real quick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the tour guides were keeping us under wraps and moving us along. Or attempting to, yeah, because we kept wandering off.
Yeah, but we did.
So
but we could see the rest of our group.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As long as you saw somebody that was part of the group, you were okay.
Yeah. That's kind of where we went. I don't necessarily recommend doing it that way.
No. But it was a lot of fun. And now you went that way, and I went this way. And I thought she was going to follow behind me because I thought she was going to loop back around and come back and go in. So I just kept on going. And this is how we ended up separating and going different directions, which I kind of am glad that we did because
I didn't have the opportunity.
Right,
yeah.
You didn't get to see what I got to saw. And there was a lot of things on the other side that you saw that I didn't get to see. So that's why I'm looking forward to this video. Yeah, little guy had to go pee. So that's what you heard. He's running through. But my part, when I went over, I started to go into the adults only part. Now, they have a wonderful bar right up on the one, I guess it would be on the left side of the ship.
Okay.
No, right side of the ship. Sorry. On the right side of the ship.
Okay.
And I started going up through, and we're like 16, 18 stories high on the top part of this. And I'm looking straight over at Cape Canaveral, and I can see the launch building. I can see launch pad 39A, and I saw the rocket literally sitting there waiting to take off.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was like a perfect view. And I think I got some footage of it. So hopefully it came out okay. So I went on around, went into the adults part of it and got in there, and it was so quiet and peaceful. They had gardens in there. They had a great big gorilla that was made, from a garden and stuff. And they had giraffes that were designed like that.
We're cool. We're sitting inside of the bistro and we're having lunch, okay? And Scott starts going, giraffe? What giraffe? Giraffe? What giraffe? Which has been like Nick's favorite phrase. And I'm like, what on earth brought that on that you keep saying that?
And she's like, how dare you tease me because our son's not with us. And I'm like, I'm not teasing you. I'm like, I'm being serious. Look, what
giraffe? There's a giant giraffe topiary out on the solarium floor.
It's really cool how they themed that whole area. And plus, now there's a private adult bar right there inside of that.
Yeah.
So like on the outside one, the 16-year-olds and under can come up with the parents and they can sit at the tables and stuff, not at the bar, obviously.
Right.
But they can sit around it, or else they can go out and go play in the pool, which, if they were my kids, get to the pool, we're going to the bar. But
as long as I can see you, you're okay.
Yeah. But the bar was up here, and then down below was it's one great big huge pool, and they had two whirlpools off to the sides of each one of them.
Oh,
so it was like, I was like, dang, man. Like, I wish I had swim trunks on because I was like, I can go try this out real quick. Because you know me.
Get down, Nick.
I would have done it. Down.
So.
Anyway, sorry, he was climbing on something.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the ship. Again, I wish that we'd seen some staterooms, but that just gives us an excuse to be able to get onto an Oasis class ship.
Yeah.
And I think I have you convinced to check them out. So
you don't have me convinced. I'm actually wondering why you haven't booked it yet.
I haven't found an itinerary I'm in love with yet. I'm my own worst client. So
yeah. No, this ship, we saw a lot of this ship, but there was so much more of the ship that we haven't even seen yet. We
didn't go into the Vitality Spa.
Yeah.
That was one thing I really wanted to do. We didn't get to go into any of the youth zones, which I was kind of sad about. And then, like I said before, we didn't get to go into the Sweet Neighborhood because I really wanted to check that out because that has its own private pool area and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So
and then on top of that, what did you think of the ice rink?
Studio B. That was different.
Yeah.
And they have what's called 365 Seasons on Ice. That is the show that they put on. And I'm like, that seems really interesting. But they have Olympic level ice skaters that actually perform there and do different things. And then you can actually ice skate there and during the day and stuff. They open it up and you can rent skates and stuff and go ice skating on a cruise ship. It's wild.
Yeah. I was like, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, dude, I've never even thought about being able to come back and say, I went ice skating out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
I know.
Down in the Caribbean.
Why? So
I just it's one of those bucket things you could actually say that you've done and you can cross it off,
Right.
But
now I know we've talked about the Ultimate Abyss a few times. Now this is a dry slide that you actually are almost like in a potato sack, and you go down, which is really cool. But they also have the Perfect Storm water park that's on the top pool deck area, and these are water slides that literally go 3 stories up and down, and they are absolutely incredible looking. If any of you saw any of our posts, I did post one photo of where they came out when I was standing in the bottom. I believe I was actually in Central Park when I took that photo.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was really crazy. I'm looking up and I'm like, people are actually going by above my head in a tube. Like,
I actually tried to record and try to get a couple people going. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough people for me to catch that. If I was on the cruise itself, I probably would have caught it easily, no problem. But let me ask you this. What did you think of being beside the Flow Rider for the very first time?
Now, that Flow Rider looks really fun.
Yes, it does. Man, I'm going to tell you what. I almost was to the point, like, I don't care that I was in my shorts and a nice shirt. I was ready to grab a boogie board and go over there and see if I could ride some waves on that thing.
There was a couple of you that were like,
we were ready to do it. Like, there was a couple of us.
There was also another agent in me that were like, we could probably go do that Abyss and then come back, and they'd never know that we were gone.
Exactly. And that's the
thing. But
we
behaved, okay? Like, Royal, please let me come back on another ship inspection. We behaved ourselves.
There was a guy that was running with us, and we both looked at each other, and I'm like, all they'd have to said was, I dare you. And the two of us would have been on that Flow Rider. We wouldn't have cared how wet we were. Yep. We would have went and done it. It looked that cool. And I'm going to tell you what, between the zip lining, the Flow Rider, the water slides, and the dry slide, the Ultimate Abyss on the back of it, dude, I would be entertained myself just with that in itself. So, I'm looking forward to actually getting onto this ship and taking a cruise.
Okay.
So
I love that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, for those of you that are curious, this ship is sailing in and out of Port Canaveral for the foreseeable future. She is currently doing 7-night itineraries. For a majority, it's the Eastern Caribbean, but there are a couple of Western Caribbean cruises peppered in there here and there over the next several months. So the 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise itinerary, which obviously is subject to change based on weather, etc. So don't at me if you decide that you want to book something and then it changes. But you start out in Port Canaveral, and then you have a perfect day at Coco Cay, which I think anybody that cruises on a Royal Caribbean ship needs to check that out. It's absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Then you have a day at sea before you end up in Charlotte Amalie and St. Thomas. Now, after you spend a day there, you actually go to Phillipsburg, St. Martin, before you have 2 more days at sea, because let's face it, you're going to need those 3 days at sea just so that you can see and do stuff that's on the ship.
Yeah.
And then you're back in Port Canaveral.
Yep.
So love that. Now, if you're interested in a Western Caribbean cruise, they do offer a couple of those. They're a little bit more spread out and harder to come by. But you have, you start out in Port Canaveral again. You go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Then you have a day at sea before you go to Cozumel in Mexico. Then you go to Roatan in Honduras before you come back to Puerto Costa Maya, which is also in Mexico. Then you have a day at sea, and then Port Canaveral.
Yeah.
So that one you get an extra port day, which I think is really nice. When I go on cruises, I like going to the ports. I know a lot of people, especially like on 3-day trips and stuff, like they don't even get off at Nassau or anything like that. They just spend time on the ship. But I kind of like going and experiencing the culture and seeing different things.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, that's the reason why those ships are going there, is to help local tourism there. So, like for us, we would be stupid not to get off the ship.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would want to go see the culture, have some food, just,
or at the very least go to one of the all-inclusives and enjoy a day at one of the resorts that is on the islands. So
shopping.
Yeah.
That's
we have a problem. We like to shop.
Yeah. Well, my mom taught me that one, so and she taught me how to haggle. So
yes, he enjoys those markets a little too much. I'm always like, oh my god, I don't know this man.
Yeah,
and he's just like, ha, ha, ha.
Are you sure you really want to charge that? I think we can get that down a little bit lower. Mom taught me really well. So,
and whatever you do, don't get the two of them together when they can play off each other, because that is terrifying. Mike and I will never do that again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But mom got what she wanted, so anyway,
and
that's another story.
She complains about it all the time now.
Yep. But that's another story in itself. So
anyway, after our Wonder of the Seas experience that Sunday afternoon, we did end up driving back into the Orlando area, and we ended up spending the evening at All Star Sports Resort.
Yep.
Partially because it was the cheapest resort that I could find on property. Plus, with the free parking now, it made sense to stay there instead of Universal. After we got there and we got to our room, I realized it was a completely renovated room, which I was not expecting. Usually do. I know you do. So really excited about having a completely renovated room with 2 queen beds, one of which was a pull-down table bed. And then I got to looking and realized that we had not, even though I had gone over and I had done video footage of All Star Sports Resort, I didn't like the footage that I took because it was on the GoPro.
Yep.
And so I never released that video. So we got to do a resort video of All Star Sports Resort.
Yep. So that will be coming up soon. And I'm going to tell you what, guys. I did not
he
think
had so much fun. Dude, I was shocked.
You guys are going to have to watch the video.
I thought he was going to be a total snob about it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I really was. I was, because she told me about it. I'm kind of like, all right, whatever. It's sports. What am I going to do? And as soon as I got out of the car, I was giddy. I was just like, oh my God, it's got Coca-Cola cups. Oh my God.
I think that was what started it.
Yeah. I mean, we stayed in the building section that had the Coca-Cola cups, which I thought, oh my gosh, that is just how fitting is that I work for Coke and we're staying there. And then our building that we actually stayed in had the
it had the Pirates banner.
Yeah, Pirates banner.
Because we were over in the baseball section.
Yeah.
Building 8. And so
I thought
literally like 3 doors down was our room, and then there was the Pirates banner. So I was like, wow.
But Pittsburgh was right on the building there, buddy. So I was like, hey, that's pretty cool.
So that was really neat to see. And then obviously the pool areas are actually pretty well themed. You don't get like your hot tubs or anything like that, but decent sized pools, which was neat. And the completely renovated stadium hall. With the food court and stuff. So we were pleasantly surprised and actually really enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah.
I will be the first to say that I tend to be a bit of a resort snob anymore, because I really, really like staying at those nicer resorts. I've been spoiled. But at the same time, it was really nice being able to be at this resort. It's quintessential Disney. So if you got to go to Disney when you were a kid and you remember like the over-the-top Disney-fied experience.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get with the All-Star Resorts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's like I even said in the video and stuff when we were recording, if you got a little one that's into sports and stuff, guys, and also Disney, this is the place to take them to stay. Because they're going to enjoy being able to see the basketballs, the baseballs, just footballs, the whole 9 yards. I mean, and then inside, I don't want to spoil the video and stuff for you guys, but the inside is just decorated in sports photos and stuff. Just very, very well themed. And NASCAR is in there. I could not believe it.
I was really excited. There's a photo of Danica Patrick.
Yes. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I mean, love it. But
power.
Yeah. But the merchandise shop that they had in there too was huge.
They've got really good merchandise shops at Value Resorts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pleasantly surprised by those. I always find things I don't find anywhere else.
So speaking of that, we wanted to show our new merchandise cups off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the 100th anniversary of the Disney Corporation. So. And
this makes us for having 16 Disney Resort mugs. We may or may not have a problem.
Yeah, we got a problem.
But they're purple.
Oh, I know.
And I was teasing because I was like, oh my gosh, like There you go, Chris. But like Noah, he got so mad at us the last time that we brought resort mugs home, and I'm like, wait until he sees these in the dishwasher.
Yeah,
he's gonna be so mad at us.
He has. I don't think he's seen it yet because he got up Tuesday morning, went to school, and purple. That's right. But he went to school, so I don't think he's seen it yet. But
nope.
But yeah, it's great resort all around. And then we got to go eat at Steakhouse 71 over at the Contemporary. We will have a video on that, and I'm going to tell you what, great food, great service, well themed. I literally felt like I was stepping back into like the 50s and 60s, 70s era, somewhere in there. Something like that. Like it's supposed to be a 70s steakhouse.
50s and 60s.
50s and 60s.
Reason being, they have a lot of black and white photos of Disneyland when it first opened, and also World. Disney World when it opened. So, and it's being a tribute to Walt.
Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of photos of Walt while Disney was being built, like the beginning stages, and then you'll see a lot of him at Disneyland because obviously he never got to experience Disney World.
Yeah, and
there's photos of Roy too.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. There's also photos of Roy there helping with the building of Walt Disney World and stuff like that. Yeah. So pretty cool.
Ribbon cutting.
Yeah. We also got to record our 100th episode that we'll be releasing here shortly within the next couple weeks. We're real excited about that. We're hitting
100th edited video.
100th edited video. Yes.
Yeah.
Not our live streams or anything like that.
I don't count our live streams as episodes.
No, this is like local gab sessions. I know we're just having fun. But we got
things to talk about, and we're going to talk to you about them.
One that's going to really blow your guys' mind. Yes, I know it has nothing to do with travel. Yeah, and in a way it does actually. The video that we made of the McDonald's on property at Walt Disney World. Okay.
I had no idea where he was going with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, we didn't make any other videos other than that.
But I thought you were going to talk like about an old video or something that we did because he was going down memory lane with like JT's graduation video and stuff yesterday.
That popped up on my memories on Facebook yesterday, and I kind of watched it and I teared up a little bit. I'm like, oh, he was so cute when he was a kid. Like, what the heck happened to him? He's like turned into this hairy monster now. But anyway, but no, we got to go have breakfast at McDonald's there on Disney property, and
completely green.
Yeah, completely green.
Off the grid.
You get to see the whole video and stuff where we talk about it and everything, and just take you guys on short, like 15-minute tour because it's McDonald's. You can't really. There's not a lot to talk about. I mean, if you guys don't know McDonald's, well. Get out of your house.
Or come to the States and experience one.
Yeah, come to the States and experience one. Well, I don't know. McDonald's is all over the place. Just about
everywhere. So, but
haircuts needed. Yes. Yeah, big time. I need one. Nick needs one. John needs one. Noah needs one. Megan, she's beautiful. We leave her alone.
No, I definitely need my roots done. I'm surprised Natalia's not on here yelling at me.
Yeah. But yeah, all in all, it was a wonderful trip. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Stop
teasing me. He's in there laughing because I'm laughing.
Got to have a wonderful time on the Wonder of the Sea. We do really, really thank KHM for putting this together for us and being able to get down there.
My friend Becky especially, because she went through a lot in order for this to happen.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Very, very grateful that she stuck with it for all of us, especially for us, because like I booked our airfare and everything. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I'm very curious to see if we were the furthest ones that traveled to this, because I heard a lot of,
there's a lot of local Floridians within an hour or two.
Alabamans. Yeah. I think some Texans.
One was from Hilton Head.
Yeah. Hilton
Head. South Carolina.
Yeah. So, but suck up. But yeah, so it was a great time. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't get to see a launch, but hey, I've seen launches before.
And hopefully we'll be down there within a year or so, and you'll be able to see them anytime you want.
But yeah, all in all, it was a great trip. Had a lot of fun. Coming back, we did have some issues again with plane issues on the way back. It was some maintenance.
That was only about an hour and a half delay.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half delay, and it was just the basic lights and stuff for the no smoking signs and fasten your seatbelt signs. FAA regulations basically states that they have to have a certain amount of them on, or else the plane cannot fly. Yeah. So because people just don't realize that, you know, you need to stay buckled and need not to smoke. So, and of course, if you're from another country and you don't speak English, you're not going to really understand exactly what the people are saying. So it's easier for them to understand it with photos and stuff. So, but anyway, I think that basically covered the whole weekend. Yeah. Had a great time, had great food, had great experiences. I'm
ready to do it again after I finally catch up on some sleep, because those 4 to 6 hour nights, because that was what I did. I need some sleep.
Yeah, we both pretty exhausted. I was a little jet lagged yesterday, but
excuse me.
But for the most part, I'm pretty much better. I think after tonight, tomorrow morning, I'll be ready to go. And then I think this weekend we got something planned. We're going to take off and go do something new. Yeah, and get another video cranked out. So
you will be seeing that on our Facebook and Instagram feeds. But don't expect the YouTube videos to come out for a little bit. Yeah, because we've got some backlog we got to get out.
Yep. Yeah, and so anyway, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because we are officially at 9:01 right now. So, guys, I hope you had a lot of fun with us tonight. I know we sure had a lot of fun talking to you guys about what we did over the past weekend. Very excited about the 281 family members of Plum Crazy Adventures. We do appreciate it, everybody on YouTube. Thank you for everybody that's watching our videos and watching them fully. We appreciate that. Everybody that likes them. Comments, we're really loving the comments from the videos and stuff, so thank you very much for all of that. Gives us great reading material, and I
really enjoy responding to all the comments that I get too, so thank you for that.
We really appreciate it. So
now, if you've liked what you heard and you're interested in possibly getting on Wonder of the Seas yourself, definitely reach out to us, because I would be happy to talk to you about getting you on that cruise ship, getting you a pre-departure hotel for a night or two, because you never fly in the morning of. We are classic examples of delays and issues. So definitely want to make sure we get you staying in a really nice place for that day or two before your cruise departs. And overall, definitely just get a hold of us and we'll get you on your next Plum Crazy adventure.
Well, guys, I think we're going to get out of here. So I think we'll talk to you guys next week, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock again. 8 o'clock. Remember, everybody, 8 o'clock.
Yes.
We will be there, unless we put something up on Facebook and say that we're not. So
we try very hard not to do that.
Yeah, we try to be here.
We have to be feeling pretty gnarly or have some stuff going on that we can't cancel.
So, but anyway, with all that being said, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. We are going to get out of here, and we will see you guys next week. And as always, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure?
Because we're ready to get you there.
To that beautiful wonder of the sea. Talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.